The purge begins. They built walls of law
and stepped inside the cage.
Operation Midway Blitz, in theaters now.
President Trump just triggered the biggest ICE shakeup in history. Up to 12 enforcement chiefs nationwide got their walking papers, with Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino hand-selecting some of their replacements. Why Bovino? Because his agents don't play nice. They conduct roving raids at Home Depots, car washes, flea markets, arresting anyone suspected of being illegal. Nearly 3,000 captured in Chicago alone as BORTAC units storm sanctuary strongholds. The response, total meltdown. An Obama judge now demanding Bovino report to court on the daily. Protesters are throwing rocks at agents. Tom Homan and Stephen Miller are orchestrating this all from the White House, pushing for even higher numbers. The border war just came to your neighborhood, and I'm going to tell you everything that's happening. While Border Patrol raids sanctuary cities and leftist judges try to stop them, your body could use its own protection. That's where red light therapy comes in. After recovering these violent clashes where agents face daily attacks, well, they all come home. But I use this same technology that helps me recover. My wife's chronic pain from years of stress gone. My recovery time after long days reporting on the border wars cut in half. Now, this is not pseudoscience. NASA researched it. The FDA cleared it. Medical journals show 300% faster healing. Jonathan Otto's panels use 9 specific wavelengths that penetrate deep, triggering cellular repair. Border agents could certainly use this to heal faster. But now you can at home. MyRedLight.com is the website. The code at checkout for the exclusive savings for Next News viewers is NNN. And make sure when you check out the website, look at their payment plan. Because whether you are defending borders or just defending your health, recovery matters. That's MyRedLight.com. So this just in, the Border Patrol chief now ordered to meet with a Chicago judge daily. This is only designed to hinder his performance. Homan blasting the critics, hailing the Border Patrol chief Greg Bovino as a patriot after fiery Chicago tear gas hearing. Mike Davis reporting. Our National Border Patrol chief has to report in daily to a Chicago courtroom instead of doing his job across America. U.S. District Judge Sarah Ellis, a foreign-born Obama judge in Chicago, is a hack. There she is, foreign-born judge. This is all designed to hinder the operation of President Trump. Chicago judge scolding the Border Patrol chief for tear gas at a kid's Halloween parade and other violations. Well, tear gas is only deployed when there is a public threat, and they have to do it. Here's an illegal from Mexico who'd been in the U.S. illegally for 30 years, arrested this weekend by Border Patrol agents in Chicago. Agents got surrounded by protesters who shouted obscenities and interfered. 2 protesters got arrested for assaulting and impeding the agents.
In a statement to CNN, Border Patrol agents arrested an undocumented construction worker named Luis Villegas. His family told CNN affiliate WLS that the 35-year-old father was working at a nearby construction project before the arrest. The Department of Homeland Security said Villegas was, quote, a criminal illegal alien from Mexico who has previously been arrested for assault. Neighbors flocked to the streets along with Villegas' brother. According to DHS, they surrounded and boxed in the agents, who in turn issued multiple verbal warnings that they say were ignored.
Get off my property! You conducted arrest! Get off my
In a statement to CNN, DHS said, quote, to safely clear the area after multiple warnings and the crowd continuing to advance on them, Border Patrol had to deploy crowd control measures. Civilians and agents exchanged heated words and shoved one another, leading to the deployment of tear gas.
You cowards! You terrorists! Get out of our cities, you fascists!
2 U.S. citizens were arrested for assaulting and impeding a federal officer, according to DHS. Villegas' family told WLS he has lived in Chicago since he immigrated from Mexico at the age of 4. This incident comes weeks after ICE launched its Operation Midway Blitz, an immigration enforcement effort. Earlier this month, U.S. District Judge Ellis issued a temporary order blocking federal agents from using certain types of force and crowd control measures against protesters after video of a pastor being hit by pepper balls during a demonstration outside an ICE facility near Chicago drew widespread criticism.
Oh, you cowards! You terrorists!
Border Patrol agents arrested.
Yeah. You find out. You want to mess? You're going to get the horns. A massive overhaul of ICE leadership is currently underway as the Trump administration is removing up to 12 ICE chiefs from around the country in an effort to boost deportation numbers.
Senior DH.
And a shakeup of leadership at ICE is now underway. The Trump administration replacing many senior leaders with Border Patrol officials amid a push to ramp up deportations. Bill Malutian has all the inside scoop on this, and we go to him now. Hi, Bill.
Dana, good morning to you. So this is a massive overhaul of ICE leadership. I'm told by 4 senior DHS officials that they're removing up to 12 ICE chiefs from around the country from their positions and reassigning them. I'm told this is a move spearheaded by Corey Lewandowski, and it's all in an effort to boost deportation numbers, which are already at more than 500,000 since President Trump took office. So here's what we're talking about. Some of the ICE leadership positions being removed are the heads of ICE here in Los Angeles, in San Diego, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Seattle, El Paso, New Orleans, and Denver, just to name some of them. I'm told some of their replacements will be Border Patrol officials hand-selected by Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino, whose aggressive and sometimes controversial tactics to arrest illegal aliens have elevated him within the Trump administration. Now, this is significant because Border Patrol and ICE do very different things, and we've embedded with both agencies multiple times. When we're with ICE, they are typically doing targeted enforcement of criminal illegal aliens, always knowing who they are arresting beforehand and often doing hours of surveillance to try and learn the target's schedule. Now, Border Patrol has been much more aggressive. They conduct roving patrols and raids at places like Home Depot, car washes, and flea markets, pretty much arresting anyone they suspect is in the U.S. illegally. Now, replacing ICE leadership with Border Patrol officials signals the Trump administration wants deportation efforts to get much more aggressive, with one Border Patrol source telling Fox, quote, "What did everyone think mass deportations meant? Only the worst?" Tom Homan has said it himself. Anyone in the U.S. illegally is on the table. Now, DHS spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin wouldn't confirm the personnel shakeup in a statement to Fox, saying in part, quote, "While we have no personnel changes to announce at this time, the Trump administration remains laser focused on delivering results and removing violent criminal illegal immigrants from this country." And Dana, a senior Trump administration official, did confirm these personnel moves to Fox, adding that there was a big widespread review of ICE leadership after the One Big Beautiful Bill passed. And I'm told these changes were made based off who the administration feels can execute a mass deportation agenda with all of that added money and staffing coming from that bill. More to come.
All right, Bill Malutian.
President Trump removing the roadblocks in all of these locations to amplify the deportation efforts. It's happening right now. Tom Homan confirming he's personally working with Stephen Miller to skyrocket the deportation numbers. An ICE overhaul is happening as we speak. Here's Tom Homan.
I think we're not going to be slowed down by any story about changes in leadership. I can tell you that Trump administration is dedicated to achieving a record deportation, that vast majority being criminal aliens, making this country safer every day. But as far as personnel changes, that's under the purview of the Secretary of Homeland Security. I'm at the White House and work with people like Stephen Miller, one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, to come up with strategic policies and plans, how to get success, how to maintain success, and how to get the numbers even higher.
Look, Fox News has been...
I think we're not going to be slowed down by any...
We're not going to be slowed down by anyone who's in our way. Here is more. Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bovino personally joins ICE raid at Chicago laundromat. Owner locks him out and refuses entry. This is ICE at 31 and Pulaski at the laundromat there on the 22nd of October at 10 a.m.
Ándale.
Now, that's the Border Patrol. Like you heard him say, the roving raids, it appears, is what they're doing there with respect to what ICE is doing in the targeted enforcement. So when ICE goes in with targeted enforcement, they generally, I believe, they should have a warrant. When in a roving situation, if you have a warrant, you better open up that door. So it looks like they've locked the door in this situation because they did not have a warrant. They could not go in. It's constitutional. But if ICE showed up with a warrant, that's a completely different story. Wow, these guys walk around with heavy weaponry too. Damn. Now, this is footage from obviously within the laundromat at 31st in Pulaski. Likely recorded by one of the patrons or the owner. They're not messing around. This is all happening in Chicago right now. Moving right along, the Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino will testify before a U.S. District Court Judge Sarah Ellis, the Obama appointee, after he was summoned to answer questions about the ongoing immigration operations in Chicago. Here's Fox and Friends reporting on this.
Seen using it today in Chicago, Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino will testify before a judge on the ongoing operations in the Democrat-led city. Attorneys are asking the judge to block federal immigration agents from using tear gas in Chicago after Bovino was seen using it last week to disperse crowds of protesters who were throwing rocks at agents and getting violent.
Seems like a legitimate reason to throw tear gas.
Meanwhile, Bovino revealing yesterday that nearly 3,000 illegal immigrants have been arrested in Chicago since the crackdown began last month. Today in Chicago.
Here's more. U.S. Border Patrol agent shoving a Chicago woman to the ground after putting her hands on an agent. Yes, she did. She found out.
Oh, boom. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Tíralo, tíralo.
Yeah, you don't mess around with federal agents. You don't put your hands on them. And then she did.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Tíralo, tíralo.
I love how these agents are just driving around in minivans. They're driving around in Chrysler Pacificas. White ones. Totally unassuming. Here is a BORTAC. I guess this would be Border Patrol Tactical Unit. Making an arrest in Chicago. Yes, Border Patrol Tactical Unit. One of the two police tactical units in Special Operations Group under the United States Border Patrol. Specializes in counterterrorism, high-risk tactical law enforcement. Here's another arrest.
Leave him alone! Let's go! Leave him alone! No! Leave him alone!
I should point out that that is, in fact, what appears to be a Caucasian individual. Not quite in line with the narrative we've been fed. They're going after the brown people.
grab my phone. Because I'm sitting there first thing. Officer, if you're letting this happen, you're just as much a fucking bitch. Where am I going? We have to go to get out. You can check my papers right here.
Now, what's not clear here is the reason for this arrest. It sounds like he may be an American citizen who was obstructing official operations. And he found out the hard way, you don't get in the middle of it. Nearly 3,000 arrested in Chicago. Immigration sweep. Border Patrol chief reports.
Tear gas. There was supposed to be a Halloween parade in Old Irving Park turned to chaos.
Tear gas in Old Irving Park.
As ICE agents appeared to deploy tear gas through residential streets on Saturday, there was outrage over the arrest of a construction worker, Luis Villegas. His family says he was working on a now unfinished project before he was chased down and arrested by federal agents. Villegas' family says he's an undocumented immigrant who has lived in the Chicago area most of his life.
I'm gonna throw it right back at you.
Tensions continued to grow after Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino was photographed allegedly hauling a tear gas canister at protesters in Little Village last week. Bovino defending his actions this morning.
When we utilize force in law enforcement, this is in law enforcement in general, as we use force, it's the least amount of force necessary to effect an arrest or to affect the successful outcome of any given mission that we're on. So whether it's the use of tear gas or the use of hand techniques or any use of force by law enforcement, that's that least amount of force necessary to positively affect the outcome of that mission. And that's what we do here in Chicago.
He tells ABC News nearly 3,000 people have been arrested in Chicago so far since the immigration crackdown began last month. Many have criticized the legalities on how arrests have been made, including claims that no audible warnings are given before tear gas is deployed. The Department of Homeland Security also releasing this statement saying, during the operations, Border Patrol agents were surrounded and boxed in by a group of agitators. Federal law enforcement issued multiple lawful commands and verbal warnings, all of which was supposed to be a Halloween.
All of which were ignored. Yep. They found out as well. Operation Midway Blitz in full effect. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. So this is what winning looks like. No more catch and release. No more sanctuary protection. No more bureaucrats slow-walking deportations. Trump promised mass deportations, and Greg Bovino is delivering them by the thousands. Less response, pure desperation. Obama judges demanding daily court appearances, protesters assaulting federal agents, a 30-year illegal finally arrested, and activists losing their minds. But here's the beautiful part. It's not stopping. Tom Homan confirming they're just getting started. Stephen Miller's crafting policies to accelerate removals even faster. The message crystal clear. If you're here illegally, your time is up. So here's the question for the comments section. Should judges who interfere with deportations face obstruction charges themselves? Yes or no? And while you decide, check out our next news gear in the description. Maybe you want to get one of those alligator Alcatraz t-shirts, because real Americans are taking back their country, one deportation at a time. This is the Next News Network, where law and order makes a comeback.